Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, the Trump administration putting a stop to a red line expansion project, how this is impacting commuters.
Plus, an update on Ryan Field construction as the structural phase is completed.
And dancing the night away, how the Northwestern South Asian Student Alliance is creating culture and community. All that tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now. Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I am Jason Shing.
And I'm Marcela Cano. We begin with breaking news out of District 65. Board President Sergio Hernandez stepping down from his position Tuesday morning. Hernandez was the first Latino board president and served in his role since April 2022. This all comes after a former D65 superintendent was indicted last Thursday. The U.S. Attorney's Office charged Devon Horton on 17 charges of wire fraud, embezzlement, and tax fraud. The indictment says Horton and 3 others received illicit payments from their own businesses under contract with D65 and Chicago Public Schools. It claims Horton and his partners filed false and fraudulent invoices to conceal the illicit payments. If convicted, Horton will pay over $300,000 in penalties and face a maximum of 30 years in prison. We will follow the story as it develops.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents detained 2 people in southwest Evanston Sunday morning. The arrest happened outside of the Home Depot on Ocean Street, according to Mayor Daniel Biss. Evanston's youth soccer organization, based across the street at James Park, sent out an email to coaches encouraging them to postpone or cancel games out of precaution. This following a recent increase in ICE activity on Chicago's north side. Under the Welcoming City Ordinance, Evanston is a sanctuary city and does not work with federal immigration authorities.
A Northwestern professor was awarded a Nobel Prize on Monday. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences presented Joel McCure, Weinberg Professor of Economics and History, with 1/2 of the prize for creating a theory of sustained economic growth. McCure identified growth through 3 conditions: useful knowledge, mechanical competence, and institutions promoting technological process. The other half of the prize was awarded jointly to Philippe Aghion from the London School of Economics and Peter Howitt of Brown University for the theory of sustained growth through creative destruction. McCure specializes in researching the economic and intellectual origins of technological progress and the effects of industrialization on economic welfare. He is the 4th Northwestern professor to receive a Nobel Prize.
A travel update for folks across Evanston taking the purple and red lines into the city. The Trump administration rescinding more than $2 billion of federal funding that would have gone to red line improvements across the city. NNN's Jonas Calderon-Blum has more.
Ezra Danzig has ridden the CTA a lot.
Twice a day to get to and from school.
He hoped federal funding would make that commute a little smoother.
I would like there to be less ghost trains, yes. I think the Purple Line is particularly bad about ghost trains just because it already has such long times in between trains.
The Trump administration says the funding halt is to prevent Chicago from using what the federal government calls diversity-based contracting on the CTA. The plan called for 4 new stations on the south side of the city, nearly 5 miles of new rails down to 130th Street, along with a brand new signaling system throughout the purple and red lines. Mayor Brandon Johnson addressing the cuts earlier this month.
Oh, this is another example of how deranged this president is and how fixated he is on, removing opportunities away from Black and brown and Asian and working class communities.
Chicago Congressman Mike Quigley spoke on behalf of regional transportation administrations like CTA, saying, quote, Trump's effort to stop transportation infrastructure projects in Chicago and other cities will impact jobs, slow economic growth, and make life harder for millions of Americans. Chicagoans pay more in federal taxes than they will ever get in return. But for Danzig, he just hopes the CTA improves and ridership goes with it.
So if you want it to be better, use it. Don't wait for it to get better.
For now, at least $2.1 billion worth of improvements and new stations have left the platform. Jonas Calderon-Blum, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Jonas. The city and state governments have pledged to go to court to reinstate this funding.
Staying on the topic of the CTA, the cost of Chicago transit will see increases next year. Fares for trains and buses will increase by 25 cents starting February 2026. A bus ride will cost $2.50 and a ride on the L will be $2.75. Metro and Pace will also raise fares by 13 to 15%. The CTA is also proposing to raise one-day passes from $5 to $6, 7-day passes from $20 to $25, and monthly passes from $75 to $85. The plan aims to raise funding for transit agencies as ridership fails to return to pre-pandemic levels. Coming up, the new Ryan Field is one step closer to hosting sporting events. We'll have the details when we come back.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, now!
Welcome back. On Thursday morning, the Ryan Field construction project completed the structural phase just 15 months after breaking ground. To mark the occasion and celebrate the 400-plus construction workers in attendance, the construction team held a topping out ceremony. Joined by Mayor Daniel Biss, Athletic Director Mark Jackson, and members of the Ryan family, Northwestern's Executive Director of Neighborhood and Community Relations, Dave Davis, opened the ceremony.
Today's ceremony is more than simply the completion of our steel structure. It's also a representation of the strength of what we can do together as a community and the greatness and excellence and preeminence of Northwestern University.
The new $800 million Ryan Field will serve as the home for Northwestern football and other athletic events.
Obviously, we're focused on football, but this project goes beyond football. This is about 21 sports. This is about 500 plus student athletes that will get to utilize this. This is about a Big Ten community that will share in this.
The new Ryan Field is expected to open just in time for Northwestern's football's 2026 season.
The past weekend, students gathered to celebrate culture and traditions through dance. Hosted by the Northwestern South Asian Student Alliance, otherwise known as SASA, the annual Garba brought the community together. Our Darasimi Bankole got a first-hand look at the celebration.
Garba, a traditional Gujarati folk dance held during the Hindu festival of Navaratri.
So this is a very dance-heavy event. So it's basically consisting of like different circles or different rings of people that are dancing with each other, and there's usually like a typical choreography that's performed.
Dancers spinning and stepping in rhythm, sometimes adding a little sound of their own.
And there's also things called dandiya sticks, which are basically wooden, like colorful or decorated sticks that people use to dance with. So you can make rhythmic sounds with the sticks.
But for many students far from home, the celebration is more than just dancing.
Being from a very traditional Indian background, I didn't want to lose that sort of connection that I had with my culture.
Cultural belonging is exactly the feeling SASA hopes to create.
Honestly, it's been one of the strongest communities I've had on campus. Genuinely, found some of my closest friends here. I think the whole point of SASA is to bring a little bit of a home away from home for kids. So that's something that I really received as a freshman and sophomore, and now kind of as an upperclassman, that's something I'm hoping to give back, not only to the younger students on board, but also just younger students throughout the club in general.
Garba may only be for one night a year, but the community built lasts long, even after the music fades. Darasmin Bankole, Northwestern News Network.
Garba is just one of several cultural events SASA hosts throughout the year. The next one, Diwali, is coming up in a few weeks. Keep up with SASA events through their Instagram at Northwestern_SASA.
The off-campus housing search is in full swing, and the Northwestern Student Transition Experiences Department came prepared. NNN's Miguel Song stopped by their Friday afternoon renting declassified event at Norris.
Local groups including Downtown Evanston and U.S. Bank linked up, giving prospective renters tips on signing their first lease.
I think renting off campus can be a really challenging topic for students who are not familiar. And so this event helps kind of demystify all of the things that you are really being asked to do as an adult now.
There we go. You left the right spot.
Second-year student Dorian Washington is just starting to look for renting opportunities for next year.
I haven't really looked into what places I'm looking for, but I really hope to just ease the anxiety associated with moving off campus.
Event organizer Jason McKean thinks a head start is key.
The right way to think about timing is really just when you should start looking, because the longer timeline you give for your search, the more likely you're going to run across the full set of options that are going to be available to you.
There's a long road before an off-campus home could be welcoming students, but organizers hope the event proves fruitful for easing stress. Miguel Sang, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Miguel. For more information on off-campus housing, visit the Off-Campus Life page on the Student Affairs website.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. It's finally getting colder outside and starting to feel like fall.
Chief Meteorologist Emmanuel Perez Martinez is in studio to break down the forecast. Emmanuel?
Yeah, we're looking at a wet and gloomy forecast. Currently, it is mainly cloudy and we have a northeasterly breeze from the lake with temperatures sitting at 58 degrees. Now, for the rest of the night, we will have a slight increase in winds, but our temperatures will be relatively stable in the upper 50s. Looking at our regional temperatures, it is a bit cooler by the lake. Here in Evanston, it is 58 degrees. In downtown Chicago, it is 62. Out south northwest, it is 59 degrees in Elgin, and in southwestern suburbs in Aurora, it is 63 degrees. Now, if we look at a regional weather radar, we just had a cold front push south of us. That brought us some clouds. Now, as that cold front pushes even further south, it'll thicken our clouds and increase our precipitation chances for tomorrow, which leads us to our 5-day forecast. Wednesday, we'll start off with scattered showers with temperatures at 61 degrees. Thursday, relatively dry, partly cloudy skies with temperatures at 63 degrees. Then Friday, we're going to go as high up as 68 degrees with an increased late evening showers. Saturday, starting off our morning with some thunderstorms. Then it'll be partly cloudy with temperatures at 66 degrees. Then on Sunday, we'll start off with on and off showers with temperatures at 59.
A play written and featuring Northwestern alumni just finished its run at Theater Wit in Lakeview. The F House plotline follows two teenage girls facing racism and abuse while searching for acceptance in the 80s. Uma Morris went to the show to learn more.
Northwestern alum and DePaul professor Susan Pack wrote The F House.
It just is culminating now in this final weekend to something that I never suspected it could look like when I wrote it. You know, it is just beyond my wildest dreams.
Another NU alum is in the show, actor Emily Zhang. She plays a 13-year-old girl.
It's a two-hander, which is like only two people. It's a challenge. I've never done it before. So I knew that I would for sure be coming out the other side like a much more skilled actor than going into it.
They could capture the energy of 13-year-olds. 13-year-olds talk fast, they talk over each other, they're all over each other. Like, they're like puppies. They're just so excited about everything.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, house is open for the house in Theater 3.
On Friday, one of Pack's theater students from DePaul came to see the play.
So I really liked how they balanced out the characters so you could see where everyone was coming from, even if you didn't always agree with them.
A challenge for Pack and Zhang, how to portray the characters' depth and vulnerability.
As I play it, I have to show every bit of what's affecting me, even if the character is trying to like save face there.
NU alumni exploring complex emotions through theater. Uma Morris, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Uma. The F House opened in late August and had its closing night on Sunday.
It's time now for Under the Microscope, your weekly digest into all the latest in Northwestern science. Researchers from Northwestern Engineering and University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign determined that U.S. wastewater treatment plants produce more greenhouse gases than expected, significantly contributing to climate change. They identified, quote, low-hanging fruit opportunities to reduce gas emissions like digester biogas leaks made of methane. Reducing these emissions will support clean and sustainable water systems worldwide.
Biochemist Svetlana Moksov has been awarded Northwestern Feinberg School of Medicine's Kimberly Prize in Biochemistry and Molecular Genetics. She received the award for her discovery of glucagon-like peptide 1, or GLP-1, which is now widely used in diabetes and obesity treatments like Ozempic.
Led by a team of Northwestern astronomers, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope captured the explosion of a red supergiant star. These explosions, called supernova, are usually bright enough to spot, but this one was hidden by a giant dust cloud. These supernovas can leave behind other celestial bodies like black holes. The light and composition of the dust cloud can point to the star's origins. The team is now searching for other stars that may explode as supernovas in the future.
Women's soccer team celebrated Senior Day on Sunday. The Cats defended home turf, beating Rutgers 3-0, their second consecutive home shutout. Northwestern will play again at home on Thursday, October 16th at 6:30 p.m. against in-state rival Illinois.
When we come back, Paws Claws' Fall Fest brings seasonal charm and friendly felines to Evanston residents.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Evanston's Baker Park was the Cat's Meow on Saturday. Paws Claws Cat Rescue offering autumnal goods and adorable kittens to residents. NNN's Grace Wong visited the Fall Fest to find out more.
Fun, fall food, and felines at Paws Claws Annual Fall Fest. Proceeds from the fest and 5th Annual Rescue Rally fund the No-Kill Animal Shelter.
And then I'm good to go.
Hi, baby. It's also a chance to fall in love with kitties from the shelter.
They are just ready to meet people. They're super sweet. We mostly brought kittens just because they're well adjusted and hopefully will be comfortable in this type of environment.
Over 500 people showed up for Fall Fest.
There's so many different activities, and obviously it's supporting like a good cause for animals. So it's also like a good way to have some good bonding time with my sister because I've already been gone for like a month.
Vendors donating proceeds to the shelter and taking part in the fun.
And I love that it's near a park, it's in the community, it's surrounded by, houses and families. It's a feel-good time.
Also enjoyed build-your-own bouquets, raffles, and fall-flavored treats. Some first-timers already sold at next year's Fall Fest.
This is my first time going. I'd never heard of this before, so I will definitely be coming back.
Building community and finding new homes for cats. Grace Wong, Northwestern News Network.
Interested in these fuzzy felines? You can visit pawsandclawscatrescue.org for more information on adopting, volunteering, and visiting. So, Jason, are you more of a cats or dogs type of person?
First of all, I love cats, but unfortunately I'm allergic, so I have to pick dogs.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm more of a cats person, but they're both very cute.
I envy you for that. I wish I could take that allergy away. Right. That's all the time we have for tonight on the Northwestern News Report. I'm Jason Shane.
And I'm Marcela Cano. From all of us here at NNN, have a great rest of your night.